Anything that feels a bit weird, maybe you need some support in your seat if something just doesn't feel comfortable. And then notice your energetic body, like after the weekend. Are you feeling tired, or are you still got plenty of energy, or are you starting to wind down now as the sun goes down? Generally, as the sun goes down, we want to calm down the body, unless you're going out partying or something, which is not really happening at this time of the year, this year. So probably for most of us, we want to start winding down around now, starting to release all the stuff from the weekend. And just seeing if we can connect to the present moment, just exactly what's happening now, trying to quieten the mind so that whatever's on your mind, there's usually a lot of things on our minds simultaneously. We want to try and just tone down the volume, like turning down the volume on a stereo, so that the thoughts, we can't get rid of our thoughts, they're always there, but we can soften them and turn the volume down and bring our attention elsewhere so that they're not distracting us as much. Of course, this is a difficult practice, so don't get annoyed if you get distracted by the mind. That's perfectly normal. And we just have these little moments every now and again when we can release that volume in the mind and we can have a bit of peace. And when we experience that, it encourages us to do some more meditation so we can make those moments last a little bit longer. So just allowing the mind to soften, the thoughts to soften, the volume to soften. And one of the best ways to do that is to be really present. That means being in the body as it is right now. So notice here where you're connected to the earth, your sitting bones, your ankles, your feet, whatever is touching the ground. Just notice that connection and see that it's nice and stable. So we don't want to ever be wobbly here, so the body can relax. We want that stability of grounding. And then move your awareness up now to the chest area. Roll the shoulders back. Just exaggerate that movement just a little bit. Squeeze the shoulders back. Take a deep breath into the chest, filling up the lungs. And then with the exhale, you can exhale out of the mouth and soften everything. Soften the shoulders, the face. So with the inhale, again, we roll back. There's a little bit of tension, a little bit of squeeze, a little bit of effort here. And then as you exhale, everything softens. And that's the yin expression. The yang is when we inhale, squeeze, open, exaggerate the motion a little bit. You might feel a bit of tension here, maybe behind the shoulder blades, a nice stretch. And then exhale and soften. Good. And notice the emotional body, if there's anything in the heart that feels tight or uncomfortable for you today, see if you can soften around the heart. So we're working on the heart chakra. That means softening and opening the heart nice and slowly and easy. So rubbing the hands together here to create a little bit of heat, a little bit of friction in the palms. And then place the palms on your chest, nice and high there. Spread the fingers out. Breathe in the heat from the palms into the chest, that healing energy of the palms. And exhale through the mouth, nice and soft again. Again, inhaling. Exhale. We'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Hands at the heart. Spread the fingers out wide in Padma Mudra. So this is the shape of a lotus. spread the fingers out, the palms are holding together. Good, roll the shoulders back. And if you want to chant, you can chant. If you prefer not to chant, that's fine. Inhaling. Bring the hands together. And if you'd like to create an intention, a sankalpa for your practice, something to get you into the transition from the weekend to the week ahead, what is it that you need? And then opening the eyes. Good. So we're going to begin on our backs. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the right hand right behind the heart here. So between the shoulder blades, if you can reach. If not, a little bit lower is fine as well. And slowly recline down. So your palm is facing down and your heart here is resting on top of your palm. And then with the left arm, we're going to bring the arm above your head. You can bend at the elbow here, and you could, if you want to, bring the palm under your head so it's anchored. So one hand behind the skull, holding the skull, so spread your fingers out, have the palms open, facing up. And the right hand is facing down and you're breathing there into the back of the heart. Now make sure that you're completely comfortable here. If this is not comfortable, if you have any pain in the shoulder or anything like that, then bring the hands further apart in a shape that works and that is comfortable. Now here, if you've got an eye pillow or anything soft that you can bring across the eyes, that's nice to really rest the eyes. Because it's restorative yoga, we stay here 7 minutes today. So quite a long time to be here. So make sure that you've got everything you need to be able to completely relax the body here. Let the feet flop out. If you need a doona over you, if it's cold, just really pamper yourself here. Restorative yoga is about comfort, total comfort, so that the body can completely relax. And in this pose, we're gently opening the heart. If at any point you get pins and needles or it gets too much for your hands, just remove the hands gently from under you. But try and stay in this open chest shape, so the arms out to the side. Do a little scan of your body here. Notice if there's anything that's gripping, maybe around the jaw, the teeth, the shoulders, maybe even the glutes sometimes. So just scan your body and notice, is there anything that's kind of not letting go? Can you release that a little bit more, breath by breath? Let everything get really heavy. Completely surrendering, letting go. Allow the breath to do whatever it feels like doing here. We're not controlling the breath. We're not controlling anything once we're in our shape. We're allowing nature to do its own thing. We're allowing the body to slowly, slowly relax a little bit deeply, more deeply. And then start to notice whether your mind has wandered off in thought now. Which would be perfectly normal. And as soon as you notice, just come back to the sensations in your body. How does it feel to be here? Do you need to adjust anything? Is there discomfort now that you've been here a while? And if so, how can you readjust to make yourself comfortable? And checking in all those little details. That's how we stay present, by noticing all the little things. You might like to gently focus on the breath against the palm of your right hand there. As you inhale, gentle pressure there on the hand. And then softening with the exhale. Three more breaths here. And And then what we're going to do is release the left hand from under your head out. And then gently roll to the left to release the right arm. Slowly, slowly, might feel quite tender. Then come back onto your back. This time the palms can face up in Shavasana, in corpse pose. And we're just gonna take a little moment here to notice the sensation as we release that pressure in the arm, in the hand. And you might want to compare here the left hand to the right hand. The different sensations. So really honing in on those little details. The whole body relaxed. Okay, good. So we're going to go straight to the other side. We can roll over on the right hip, bend the left hand this time behind the shoulder blades or wherever you can reach there, palm facing down, roll back onto your hand, and then the right arm this time under the head, if that works for you. So that there's space across the front body, across the front chest here. That's what we're looking for. So take the time to fiddle around, nest yourself in. We know we're here for 7 minutes, which is quite a time. So make sure that it's going to work for you. We don't want any pain. We're just looking for a gentle opening here, gentle pressure, and nothing that's going to stress the body or to stop the body from completely relaxing, which is our number one mission in our restorative yoga, total relaxation. And then settling in, closing the eyes, your eye bag if you're using that, making sure you're nice and warm if it's cold where you are. Couple more minutes here. Three final breaths. Maybe deeper breaths here. Try and soften a little bit more, release a little bit more. So we'll release the hand behind the head first. And then roll over on your right hip to release the left hand. And again, we'll come into corpse pose for a moment here of feeling the sensations, the rebound. And you might want to bend your knees here. Maybe feet wide, knees together. We've had the legs extended for quite a bit of time, so there might be a little bit of tension in the lower back. So bending the knees will help to relieve any tension there. And then we're going to roll over to the side nice and quietly so that we can roll a blanket. We want to roll the blanket now behind the shoulder blades. So make yourself a little roll. And that roll is going to sit right under the armpits and behind the shoulder blades there to give us, again, a nice opening. So this time we're going to do the same, but we're going to keep our legs bent, feet wide, knees together, rolling onto your blanket and get that sweet spot just behind the heart there. So you feel that nice opening, little squeeze. So you might need to adjust your blanket. Maybe you want it a little bit less or a little bit fatter, depending on whether you want a bit more opening here or not. And then the arms here can either extend straight out or you can have them in a cactus shape, so bent at the elbows. Have the feet nice and wide so that the knees can cave in without you having to grip or having to do anything. But of course, if you prefer to have your legs in a different position, that's fine. You could be in butterfly or you might prefer to have them extended out. So do what feels comfortable. It's good here if you can have the sacrum, the lower back grounded. So you might need to lift the hips, tuck the tailbone under a little, and then come back down onto the mat so that there's no tension in the lower back. So again, taking the time to find all those little details that mean that you can really relax into the shape. once you've got a shape that you're happy with, that feels comfortable, that feels open across the heart and across the chest, then we start to really soften. Soft breath. Releasing, 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 a little bit more with each breath. Three more breaths. And from here, bring your feet together. So the knees are together, the legs are together, and roll the knees over to one side. And then roll over. So you're on your side. You've still got the blanket underneath the chest here, if it's comfortable. If you prefer to remove it, remove it. So we're sort of in a beach pose, make sure your head is padded, if your shoulder needs to be padded as well. And in order to open the chest, what we want to do is roll that top shoulder back a little, but not so much that it causes tension. So we want an open chest here. You can rest your hand on your hip, on your waist, or you could have it behind you. So it's a twist, but it needs to be a comfortable twist. So that means you might need some pillows. You might need to adjust your blanket or remove your blanket altogether if it's not comfortable. So we're in an open-hearted twist. Arms out wide, help to open the chest. And then once you're here, if it doesn't feel comfortable, you might want to adjust your legs. So maybe if it's too intense, you might want to release the knees further away. Or if you want a bit more, the knees closer towards your elbows. So adjust the legs in any shape here that's going to be comfortable. And then soften your whole self here into the earth. Let everything relax. Let's have 3 more breaths in this one. And then bring up one knee at a time, gently, gently, slowly, slowly, roll back. Center yourself here back on the mat, feet wide, knees together. Maybe you want to release the arms and have them on your chest or in front of your body here, resting. Just have a little moment here to feel the effects of the twist. And when you're ready, bringing the feet together again, this time rolling the knees to the other side. So nice and slowly the knees go towards the ground or a prop if you need cushioning there. Arms out, and then try and get that top shoulder back behind you so that the chest is open. So that's the priority in today's class, to open the chest. And then once you've got that shape working, relaxed, you can adjust the legs if you need to. Three more breaths here. And then coming up one leg at a time, nice and slow, back onto our backs. Straightening here, feet wide, knees together, resting the hands. Take a couple of breaths just to notice all those little sensations when we come out of a long pose. All the little subtleties of the energy body. Good. And you might want to bring your knees into the chest and maybe do a few little rolls here for the lower back, if that feels good. And then rolling to the side, come up to sitting. We're now going to open, because we've done all this work on opening the front body, the front of the heart, we're now going to open the back of the heart with child's pose. So child's pose with the knees wide and a prop, if you've got a bolster, excellent, or anything. You can shove some pillows in a pillowcase to create something like a bolster. If you've got blocks, maybe you want your bolster a little bit higher, if that's better for you. And then we're gently releasing onto the bolster, and we're looking here that nice round shape at the back of the shoulder blades, opening the back of the heart and breathing in there. So if it's not comfortable for you in child's pose, you could have the hips closer up and a bolster underneath you. You could have a blanket between your feet and your hips. Anything that will help you relax here in child's pose. So adjust to suit your body with the aim here of opening the back of the heart. So this is a more introspective pose, facing down, more internal, restful focus. If you've got your head to one side, you might want to swap now and face the other way. Three more breaths here in child's pose. And pressing up, nice and slow to come up. And you can remove your bolster or whatever prop you're using bring the knees together, come onto all fours. We'll just do a few little cat-cows, nice and gentle, to open the front and the back of the heart here. Just bring a little bit of movement into the body before we come into the next pose. And then come onto your bellies for crocodile pose. So crocodile, we're down nice and low, forearms on the mat, and maybe you're cupping your chin here in your hands. Have the elbows as wide as you need to relax the shoulders. So there's probably a little bit of a squeeze behind the shoulder blades here in the front of the heart open. See that you've got padding here under your elbows, and allow the legs to be completely relaxed. Have them as wide as you need so that it feels like you're not holding on, everything's just completely sinking. Now, if having the hands like this doesn't work for you, maybe you could hold on to your elbows and have the elbows closer to you. This might be a better shape, like this. Or you could also have a bolster in front of you, or a rolled blanket in front of you to rest, and that can be a nice way to relax the shoulders. But it's a little bit more of a back bend with the bolster. So that might be a bit too much to hold. It depends on your body. That's why it's good to experiment with all the pillows and the props and just get exactly what you need for yourself today. We try not to hunch the shoulders as best as possible. So experimenting with how wide the elbows are here is good. And then decide what you want to do with your head. Like if you're not cupping your chin in your hands, maybe you're looking down. So that's nice for the back of the neck, the back of your shoulders. Maybe you prefer to look straight ahead. Or maybe you want to look up a little and give the thyroid, parathyroid a little bit of a stretch, but that might not be able to be sustainable for very long. So experiment, see what works for you. Eyes relaxed here, the jaw, shoulders. Have a little scan, make sure that nothing is gripping, nothing is holding on or tight. Three more breaths here. And then if you've got a prop under you, we're removing the prop and we're coming all the way down for reverse or prone Shavasana. Now, if you don't like doing Shavasana on your belly, it's fine to turn around and do the classical Shavasana on your back. So this is only if it feels okay for your body today. Just a couple of minutes here in Shavasana, complete relaxation. Taking a deeper breath now into the body, exhaling through the mouth. Again, deeper breath into the body through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more. Inhale. Nice long exhale. Bending the knees and gently swiping side to side. You might want to roll the ankles around. They might be a little bit stiff after all that stillness. And then we're going to gently come up back to where we started in meditation. Taking a little moment here to notice the transformation that we've had with the practice, with the silence, with the stillness. You might want to reflect on whether that was difficult or easy or peaceful. It's not always easy to be still. Some days it's when the mind is racing, when we have a lot on our minds, it's much harder to do these really still practices. And so it's a little bit, it can be a challenge. And other days we'll find that we slip into them a lot more easily. So the body's always changing, just like nature. And we just come back to the practice without getting attached to results. We just practice. That's all that matters in yoga. Practice, practice, practice. So well done for getting on your mat and practicing today. Hands in Padma Mudra, the lotus mudra at the heart. Fingers spread nice and wide as a symbol of the lotus opening to the light. If you like chanting one Om here, inhaling. We bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra and recall your intention, your Sankalpa, if you'd made one at the beginning of practice, what you'd like to take into your life from the practice. And then gently opening the eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed your practice.